Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, and Debt Law, Fact and Fiction. Brought to you by YourLegalAgup.com, your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. There seem to be many people who think that the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC, offers special protections from debt collectors. Like the strawman theory, though, the UCC is a slender reed to support your hopes of avoiding or defeating creditors and debt collectors. Because in fact, it does nothing for you. We'll discuss the UCC and then tell you what you should be doing instead of tripping over straw men. What is the Uniform Commercial Code? Because of the times we live in, most people think of themselves in terms of their nationality. We're Americans, or at least most people in my audience are, and we think of America as one place. While most people do know that some states have different laws than other states, our daily lives rarely expose us to these different laws and their consequences. It wasn't always that way, though. Up until the 1930s, maybe, state laws had priority in most people's lives, and those laws could vary quite widely. It could be hard to know where to sue someone or what laws applied to specific actions, and that gave a lot of room for confusion and for mischief from lawyers. And that's still true to an extent, but since the 1930s it has been progressively less true as the federal government has grown in size and function. Another reason the states have worked together more smoothly has been the UCC. There are many uniform laws, and they all function in mostly the same way. What happens is that some think tank convenes a task force and asks it to codify existing state laws and make recommendations as to where those laws might be changed to become more uniform or fairer in some way. There's a good reason for this. Laws can grow like weeds, and bringing uniformity to them can help people plan so they know what to do. The UCC was created by two non-governmental legal organizations, the National Conference of Commissioners on Uniform State Laws and the American Law Institute, the ALI. The document, standing alone, has no legal authority or power at all. I'm not saying the UCC is not significant. I'm saying that it is a document created by a bunch of academics, and it has no independent force or impact on anybody. So why is the UCC a big deal? Because it really is. It's a big deal because all the states have adopted some portions of it, but not all states have adopted the same parts of it. Remember, legislatures make laws, not think tanks, and some parts of the UCC actually contain various options, so states can choose one of those options, or they can reject the UCC on some part of the law completely if they want to, and some have. If parts of the UCC have become law in your state, they will be reflected in your state laws, and that's where you should look for them, the law in your state laws, and not in the UCC itself. Because again, the UCC has no real impact or importance in itself. Likewise, I trust you can see that since the portions of the UCC that were adopted and are part of your state law, they do not trump other laws, and they have no special magical power. They're just your state's laws. They're not the UCC anymore. And to repeat, the UCC is just a document created by academics for use by state legislatures. And don't forget that the drafters were mainly concerned about making business transactions smoother. They were primarily concerned about businesses, not people, if you can distinguish there. When people say the UCC does this or that, or requires this or that, they're showing you they do not really understand the law. Don't look to these people to tell you how to beat the debt collectors. You can beat the debt collectors in many cases and without even having to hire a lawyer. But your solutions will most often be in the consumer protection laws like the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act or Fair Credit Reporting Act, or in the normal rules of the court. We help you figure those things out and protect yourself. Protect what's yours and don't let the debt collectors rip you off. YourLegalAgup.com